I mean, is Cooper Rush worth 2.5 points? I would hope Quinn Ewers put up a decent stat line against Arizona State. If he didn't, we have a real problem.
You can say the same thing about Creighton. Okay, they had the one good game against Kansas at home.
When Toast talks about the kicking market, it's like some earth is flat shit. Andy, true or false, this is going to be a dog walking.
Dog walking. This is my dog walking of the day. I think it's going to be very ugly. Dog walking. I think this is going to be ugly.
Hey, get this when they get going. What's up, everybody? I was just telling Sean how in the video for the Cowboys-Lions, I made a suggestion that the Cowboys defense, although better, might be getting overhyped. Didn't shit on them. All I did was make a suggestion. And there were some Cowboys fans in the comments. You would think I drove to their house and delivered a half moon kick to the temple of their mother.
Yeah, no, and again, the Quinnen Williams thing, that seemed to help them a little bit. But to your point, like, hey, they still let up, they still had 4 passing touchdowns against the Chiefs. Like, it wasn't perfect. And even the Eagles, like that first half, they were moving the ball at will. And the
Eagles' offense doesn't look right now. So I'm not even throwing the Cowboys a parade for that one. They shut down the Raiders and Eagles. Then they played the Chiefs, got lit up. And then they played the Lions, got lit up. It's better, but I'm not going as far to say it's a good defense. That's all I was saying. And the Cowboys fans didn't like. Did you bet this game, by the way?
Yeah, I was on the Lions. I mean, this to me felt like a good time to fade the Cowboys, because this is when you fade them, when everyone's there running through playoff scenarios. Hey, we just got to get hot and go on a roll. Like, it felt like, and again, as simplistic as it is, Lions off a loss has been a pretty good matchup and, a pretty good trend in general. And I didn't think they'd be able to slow down the passing game. We gave out Gibbs over receiving yards. That was easy money there. So I don't know. It just felt like we were getting a little too the Cowboys wagon, the hype train was getting a little out of control, and it felt like a good buyback on a decent Lions team.
Yeah, I picked the Lions on the video, but I also picked the under, which would have lost. I didn't bet either of them. But yeah, I would have taken the Lions +3 had -3 had I taken something. I gotta say, I was expecting the Lions to move the ball. I wasn't expecting 7.2 yards per play though. That was like I was saying the Cowboys defense is overhyped. I wasn't saying it was terrible. That was the Lions were moving the ball.
This was terrible for the Cowboys defense, and Goff was looking pretty decent. Jamison Williams getting going in space. And the Amon-Ra thing, that was a tough one to handicap. To me, it felt like he was not. I was listening to the internet doctors, and they were saying, "Hey, it doesn't look like it's a go." And then all of a sudden, pregame, he's the routes he's running, the way he's cutting. It's like, was this guy even injured at all? So, it almost felt like the NBA, where you can't trust any injury reports.
Well, certainly not the Twitter doctors. You trust them? I don't trust them.
Well, I mean, for whatever it is, hey, I'm a doctor. This looks like a high ankle sprain. Who am I to say, no, you idiot, that's a low ankle sprain? It seemed to me like Amon-Ra wasn't going to play if I had to bet it. But, I still like the Lions either way. And it was nice to get him in the lineup, because whatever he did on the field, it did feel like it gave them a little bit of a juice, some juice that he was out there.
Yeah, I didn't think he was going to play either. I usually I look for a beat reporter, I write an article, and I just go by their wording, because usually they talk to somebody, and he'll be listed as questionable, but I usually can get an idea based on how they phrase what they and I didn't think St. Brown was going to play either, so I was shocked.
Everything, all the breadcrumbs seem to be pointing towards him not playing. So it was a nice win by the Lions, good for the Eagles as far as winning the NFC East, seeing the Cowboys lose, and yeah, we'll see. We'll see how this Lions team goes from here. They still have a bunch of issues overall, but nice win.
And the current state of the NFC, they still have an uphill climb to get back into that's so top heavy, the NFC.
Yeah, I mean, the NFC is what I mean. It sounds cliche, but the whole NFL is wide open. Who are the dominant teams? It's the Bears and Broncos. Those are your 1 seeds right now. You could obviously pick a ton of holes in both the AFC and NFC. It's going to be a super interesting.
I'd say the Rams. The Rams
obviously, yeah. Rams would probably be my number 1 power rated team. Seahawks are up there, but then again, Darnold, I don't know if I can trust him in the playoffs, and he has these moments where he just
maybe Green Bay
turns the ball over. Yeah, and Green Bay's looking better. This Bears game, I think, is going to be a nice gut check for them. This will be that, and the fact that 6.5 could be kind of telling depending on how you look at it. But that's certainly going to be a good test for Green Bay. If they can, win, cover, and in dominant fashion against the Bears, I think that's going to be a nice thing for them moving forward.
Agreed. All right, we're going to get into the first game we got picked out here, which is Colts Jags. So I bet this game and then doubled down on it. So I'm on under 48.5 and under 47.5. It looks like we might actually see rain. At first, I was like, I like this under at 48.5. If we see rain, it's a bonus. Now I'm looking, I'm like, oh, it looks like we are going to see rain. So I'm liking this under more and more as we get closer. I'm on under 48.5 and under 47.5. So, Sean, where are you going here?
Yeah, give me the Jags and the points here as a home dog. I mean, you can look at the historic stuff. Like the Jags just own the Colts in Jacksonville. I think it's like a crazy, 14-1 straight up at home run.
I have it here. It's 10 in a row. And the last time the Colts beat the Jags at Jacksonville, Andrew Luck threw 4 touchdowns.
Yes. I mean, you remember like Carson Wentz went down there as a big favorite. There was, I think one of the Minshew teams with 2 wins. One of their wins was at home here against the Colts. This is classic. Hey, dome team outdoor. You're going to get a little rain. And I kind of like what's going on with this Jags team, who's been all over the place this entire season, but they're leaning into the run. They're getting tugboat tootin' running going here. I think the emergence of Jacoby Myers these past couple of weeks and getting Strange back for the offense has helped Trevor settle down a little bit. I think their defense is certainly playing better, and I'm fading Daniel Jones on the road with the broken leg. I know he actually didn't look horrible. I mean, one of the easiest bets I've made in a long time was his under 8.5 rushing yards last week, which I go, he's not. And he got 1 rushing yards because it was a 1 rushing yard. He fumbled it, and then he recovered it 1 yard. I don't think he's going to end up being 100%. And the Jags run defense is pretty good, especially if they can make them a little one-dimensional here. So I think a lot going right for this Jags team. And again, this is a historic spot. So I will trust the angle there as well. And yeah, give me the Jags here as a home dog.
So, okay. I agree that I think the Jags defense can give the Colts all kinds of problems here. In fact, it's not getting talked about. The Jags defense is looking one of the strongest in the NFL right now, and they've played maybe a little bit of a questionable schedule recently, but the last 3 games, they're allowing 4.5 yards per play, and the only game where they allowed any sort of points was the Cardinals game where they turned it over 4 times. And in the last, I have it written down right here. Ready? So in the last 3 football games, they've allowed 609 yards of offense total. That's 200 yards per game.
Yeah, I mean, just look what they did against the Chargers, right? Like that Chargers offense was supposed to be pretty good.
Yep.
And they took them to the woodshed.
Yeah. And so this Jags defense, I'm buying. I love their numbers against the run. This Colts offense, like you talked about, also starting to look a little bit mortal. We've actually seen Jonathan Taylor neutralized in 3 of their last 4 games. Daniel Jones, how healthy is he? Maybe there's film on what Steichen's kind of trying to do. Maybe I'm not sure if I could put my finger on what exactly is going on, but certainly the Colts offense has been figured out to an extent, and I love the way this Jacksonville defense is playing. That building is going to be going crazy. This is the biggest home game this late in the season. Like, when's the last time the Jags had a December huge home game like this?
Yeah, the hot tub's going to be fired up. People will be splashing around. Yeah, no, I mean, you got to go back to some of those Bortles runs. I mean, well, obviously, they did have that playoff win against the Chargers.
No, but was that in Jacksonville? That was in Jacksonville.
Yeah. But for the most part, you're right. Like, that was the outlier. For the most part in the Trevor Lawrence era, it's been disappointment. They've kind of either he's been hurt or they've been eliminated for the most part at this time of the year. And it's there's a lot of buy indicators here on the Jags.
Yeah. So I agree on that side of the ball. I'm a little hesitant on whether or not I trust Jacksonville to move the ball. The run game has kind of been last few games. It hasn't looked all that great. Trevor Lawrence had a good game against the Titans, but he's not setting the world on fire throwing the ball. This Colts defense is playing better than I thought. And I feel like the final scores for Jacksonville's games recently are a little bit misleading, where you look and it's like, wow, this team's averaging 30 points a game in their last 5. And they're a little misleading. So I'm not buying on the Jags offense, which is why I went under. If there's nasty weather, I think both these teams believe they can win the game running the ball. So I think this clock is never going to stop. I actually, in the beginning of the week, I was like, yeah, I'll take this under. I kind of really like this under now. So yeah.
No, and I think you're on the right side of the total there as well. And the Colts defense certainly better than what I thought coming into the season, better than what their talent might suggest. But yeah, I like this Jags defense matching up against this Colts offense. And you're right, Jonathan Taylor really, I mean, after that Germany game where he went nuclear, he hasn't really done that much. And I think this is just going to be a tough spot for him.
Yeah. All right. Next one. So in your next one, I agree. I am on the under, but I agree on the side. In fact, I might jump in on this with you. So you're about to take the Saints, right?
Yeah, give me the Saints. Give me the Saints catching 8.5 points here. And this to me is just, well, one, a fade of this Bucs defense, which is really just not look that good. And then also a fade of the Bucs offense. You're at home against the Cardinals defense, which had led up like 100 combined points the past 3 games. And they really struggled to move the ball. It was a lot of sloppiness, turnovers, penalties, stuff getting called back. Baker clearly is not 100%. I love Baker. I love betting on Baker Mayfield, but yeah, maybe as a dog, not as a 8.5 point favorite here in a division game. And on the other side, the Saints team, they've shown you like, hey, they don't really quit. They're clearly playing just with house money. Tyler Shuck looks competent. I think him and Vele may have some success here against his Bucs defense. This to me feels somewhat like the game they just played here against the Dolphins, if not even more so, because I think the Saints will get up because this is a big division game for them. So I just can't trust this Bucs team to lay 8.5 points. I mean, go back and look, like how many games have the Bucs cleared double digits? They just don't. And historically as well, Saints have been tough on the road in these division spots, just keeping the thing close. So I think that, and would I be totally shocked if they won outright? I don't think so, because this Bucs team just does not seem right on both sides of the ball. Like I've loved their defense historically, but I don't know what's up with it. Maybe the injuries are finally catching up to them, but I think New Orleans is going to be able to hang around here.
I agree with most of what you said. So this is another game where we're supposed to have weather, by the way. So I bet this 3 times. I'm on under 43.5, under 43, under 42.5. It's down to 41.5 now. So it looks like the weather. This is another game where we could see some rain. I agree completely with Tampa Bay's offense. I mean, if this was week 5, I'd say, all right, well, we expect Baker Mayfield to come around at some point. Yeah. We're in week 14. They're 25th in success rate. Like this is, you can make an argument that the Bucs are a bottom 10 offense. I know injuries, they have excuses. I'm not ignoring that, but the injuries are still a problem. In fact, Tristan Wirfs just popped up on the injury report yesterday or the day before. So they might not even have Wirfs in this game. And
yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, what are we expecting them to do here? The Saints defense, the Saints are terrible. The Saints defense is not that bad. In fact, they've been pretty strong against the run. It's kind of the only thing the Bucs have done at a decent level the last few games is run the ball. I'm not sure if they could run the ball in New Orleans. Baker Mayfield, he's not throwing the ball well right now. He's another guy where we question how healthy he is, right? He was questionable going into last week. It was
turnover-worthy plays for Baker are through the roof. Like he's actually kind of gotten lucky. He's not turning the ball over more than he is.
Yeah. 100%, and he's got I got it right here. So his efficiency numbers are not good. Last week it was up in the air whether he was going to play. It was up to pain tolerance. So he's in pain. Like Baker's not doing all right now. And the Saints don't have the best pass rush, but what they do is blitz a lot. And Baker Mayfield, according to Pro Football Focus, has a 25% off-target throw rate against the blitz. His numbers against the blitz are terrible. Yeah, I don't know what I expect the Bucs to do offensively in this game. We're far enough in the season where the Bucs offense isn't very good. It's not a hot take. They're just not very good this year. And the Saints defense is decent. Compared to the Saints offense, it's elite. Where I push back is I'm not sure if I'm expecting New Orleans to do much here. I do think they'll keep it within the number. Like you said, the Bucs aren't a very strong team, but Bowles is just going to blitz the hell out of Tyler Shuck, and I don't know what he's going to do. So I'm less hopeful about the Saints offensively than you are. But I think the Saints keep it within the number. I might add the Saints, but I'm on the under, and I like the Saints as well.
Yeah, no, Todd Bowles versus a rookie quarterback. You got to like your chances there a little bit. But Shuck has shown the ability to kind of, especially if they're playing in garbage time, I I struggle to see them like keeping this big double-digit lead the entire game and covering 8.5. It just feels way too high. And the Bucs, 26 in defensive EPA per play since October. So I think their defense was okay a little bit early, but it just has not been that great as of late.
Yeah. I would hope the Saints keep it in the number. You know what? I might add the Saints with you.
Come on, get on. Let's go.
I had guests on last night that liked the Saints also. So it's like, shit, I don't want to be the only one that doesn't guess the Saints.
We're going marching.
Full agreement here. You're Cincinnati, right?
Yes.
Yep, me too.
Let's go. Cincinnati. I mean, again, if you haven't seen the stat, Joe Burrow is a dog at 3 points or more. 18-3 ATS.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah. No, I mean, again, he isn't that dog. I mean, he's one of the better quarterbacks overall ATS. Where he struggles is covering like a big number over 7. But as a dog, a 3 or 3 or more, to me, it's almost going to be an autoplay unless I see something way different. And then you look on the Bills side. I still don't know how the Bills. I mean, I'm not shocked that the Bills won and covered, but the way they did at Pittsburgh, I thought, considering their offensive line injuries and the physicality they brought to the Steelers, was a little surprising. But I think you get a desperate Bengals team going up against Buffalo there. I think they're going to be able to move the ball against this Bills defense. Chase Brown should have a very good game. Bills are horrible against the running back, whether it's in the passing game, running the ball, and I think Joe Burrow and these receivers versus this Bills secondary is going to be a problem. They're not going to go down quietly. And this Bengals defense is by no means good or even average, but I would say they've improved from complete dog shit, which was what they were previously. Even the game against the Pats before they got Joe Burrow back, I thought that was at least competent defense. They turned Drake May over. They got a defensive touchdown. They're getting some pressure. I don't know how. At least again, not like a dominant defensive force, but compared to how bad their defense was, it's a step up. And I still think the Bills are really going to struggle with moving the ball in general to some degree. This just feels like a field goal game at the very least. So give me the Bengals plus 5.5.
Yeah, agree completely. Bengals for me. I bet this one too. I also don't hate an under. I know it seems crazy, but all right. So what I like about this Bengals team is they're efficient running the ball, and I really like, because you look at the stat sheet against the Ravens. I'm assuming you had Cincinnati on Thanksgiving night as well. Yeah, me too. So look at the stat sheet. The offense wasn't setting the world on fire or anything. They were actually pretty conservative. They ran the ball. They pretty much just waited for Baltimore to make mistakes and capitalized on them. They didn't set the world on fire, but this Bengals offense can run the ball, and it's kind of not what we think of when we think of the Bengals. But I mean, they're one of the most efficient rushing attacks in the NFL this year. They don't run it a whole lot, but when they do hand the ball off, it's efficient. In their last 6 games, they're averaging 5.4 yards per carry. In their last 6 games, this Bengals team can run the ball, and I mean, I feel like we say this all the time about Buffalo. You're always able to run the ball on the Bills, especially without Ed Oliver out there, and the one linebacker, I can't think of his name. He might not even play in this game. Joey Bosa's probably not going to play in this game.
Yeah, but no, Bosa's big. He was the guy who changed the game against Steelers with that strip sack, and which led to the scoop and score there. And your point about being an efficient running team, that was without Joe Burrow. That was with Joe Flacco back there. So now if you're even having to have the linebackers play back a little bit more, add another DB for coverage, whatever it is you're going to use to slow down, Burrow, Chase, and Higgins, and even Gesicki, who might be getting involved here, now it just opens up more opportunities for Chase Brown.
Yeah, and I like the way they managed the offense. They didn't send Burrow out there and try throwing the ball downfield or anything crazy. It was just move the chains. Yeah, and I think they could do that here in Buffalo, and I think they're able to stay on the field for sustained drives. And look, Buffalo, like you said, they're going to be able to move the ball in Cincinnati. They have injuries to the offensive line. I would imagine they'll hand the ball off. I will imagine the Bengals actually have really nice looking numbers against the run in their last few games. I'm not buying into that. I would imagine Buffalo can run the ball in this game.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think this number should be about 3.5, 4. So yeah, 5.
No, I'm with you. 4, I'm thinking about it. 3.5, maybe I would even consider the Bills a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, and to your point, to being on the under here at 53, if I'm the Bills, I'm going to be just keep feeding James Cook.
Yep.
That seems to be like the best thing for your offense, and I'm sure we're going to see a heavy dose of Chase Brown. So if you got two teams trying to pound the rock, 53 might be a hair high.
Yeah, and this is another game. Apparently, there's a chance of snow. I'm not sure. It says 60%. I don't really. It's from weather.com. I don't.
Yeah, it doesn't. At the very, if it is snow, it seems like it's not going to be crazy. It's not like a blizzard, so it shouldn't be a massive impact.
Right.
To the and we know about snovers, of course, like snow kind of secretly being good for the overs. So maybe something to watch there. But if it is snowing, I don't think it's going to be a ton from what I've seen right now.
Last game up. I don't know what the hell you're doing here. You've lost your mind with this one.
Give me the Eagles laying 2.5 on the road
with no Carter. With no Carter.
Yeah. Now I like this obviously a lot better with Jalen Carter, but Jalen Carter, he's had some good games, but also he clearly hasn't been 100%. I like Jalix Hunt to have a nice game here against this offensive line of the Los Angeles Chargers. The theme here is fading quarterbacks starting with broken bones. I know. I mean, I don't know if you saw the video of him with that cast that he's going to be using.
He's fine.
I'm sorry. This Eagles defensive line is going to get to Justin Herbert. Good luck hanging on to that ball. And a big part of Herbert's game has been the running game. He's actually out rushing Lamar Jackson so far this season as far as yards per game. If you take that away, or if that causes some fumbles, because you can, good luck hanging on to a ball there. And then let's add on to it. The Eagles have the extra rest coming off that Friday game where they were embarrassed on national TV. Vic Fangio has a foot up his ass against this defense. Yeah, the offense certainly has had their struggles. Yeah, no Lane Johnson, certainly big. But this is also as crazy as it sounds, this is a tough situation spot for the Chargers. They got the Chiefs on deck coming up here, and this is just a classic. They have a home game that's not a home game. The Eagles are going to have the crowd here. I think this is a nice spot here for the Eagles. Give me the Eagles, laying 2.5. Love the D-line against the Chargers. Obviously, Jalen Carter being a late scratch is unfortunate, but I still think we're able to pressure Herbert.
Man, the Chargers never have a home game, though. That's not unique to the
No,
Eagles.
but come on. There's games where where they have
just
to
like
go.
The Steelers game where they won by 2 touchdowns?
There were some. Well, I think the Eagles are a better team than the Steelers.
I don't know, dude. This team isn't good.
And to your point, yeah, you're right. I thought the Steelers would be able to sack Herbert a bunch and disrupt the game, and they did sack Herbert a bunch, and it didn't end up mattering. So that 25-10 version is probably how the Chargers get the win. But I think this is a good bounce back spot for the Eagles.
I don't know what I like about the Eagles team right now. Like, I don't know what is it something the Eagles do at an elite level. They can't run the ball.
I would say before last game, their defense, I think, was
the Cowboys just put like 500 yards on them.
Yeah, okay. So the second half of the Cowboys game and the Bears game, before that, their defense was playing really well. So that's what I think. And Jalen Hurts is a proven winner. And I know as much as him and Sirianni get a ton of grief, these guys seemingly do figure it out and figure out how to get wins in tough spots. And the Eagles have dominated the city of Los Angeles, either the Rams or the Chargers, every time they come out here. So I think this is, and they seem to do well coming off the extra rest. When was the last time the Eagles really bottomed out this season? It was Thursday night against the Giants. They came back in a dome against the Vikings, and the offense was their best game offensively against a pretty decent Vikings defense. So I'm looking for a similar bounce back Monday night, and I'm going to be at the game. So that you got to factor that into your handicap, Kyle.
I didn't factor that in, and you know what? It doesn't move the needle much for me.
Oh, come on.
No, in all seriousness, not even trying to troll Philadelphia. This team can't run the ball very well. I don't think Lane Johnson's coming back. This Chargers defense, in all seriousness, I did bet the Chargers. This wouldn't have been a choice of mine for one of my favorite games to talk about or anything. I did bet the Chargers. I love this Chargers defense since it got healthy. I think it's like a top 6 or 7 defense in the NFL. They've played great since they got Mack and Perryman back. I trust this defense. No one's running the ball on them. They're able to generate pressure without sending extra rushers. And this Eagles offense, They can't run the ball. Certainly not without Lane Johnson. We just saw them struggling to move the ball a little bit against the Bears, although the story of that game was more that they didn't have the ball rather than
the defense not being able to stop the running game. That was the big thing. And to the Chargers, what happened to the Chargers in Jacksonville? I saw a Chargers team get their asses kicked against the Jags team that I had, somewhat equally power rated. I can't wrap my head around what happened out there.
I think the Chargers can run the ball on the Eagles defense. It's not even like I'll be shocked if the Eagles win here, because you're right. They do find ways to win games, but you're asking me to where I have these two teams right now, based on what we've seen, there's no way that I put the Chargers 4.5, 5 points above the Eagles on a neutral. Like, there's just no way. The Chargers are playoff today. And it's kind of the same thing I said the last 2 weeks, because I have one fading the Eagles 2 weeks in a row. I had Dallas, then I had the Bears. They're pricing the Eagles like the Super Bowl champions right now, and I just don't think they're that good. I think they're a step. I don't think they're that good of a team. Laying 3 on the road at the Chargers, that's like what the Rams would be laying. That's what the Chiefs would be laying here. I don't know. It seems.
Well, I think you're. I have a -1 for the Chargers home field, especially when it's the Eagles coming to town. The Chargers, look at their ATS splits, home and road. They are a better road team ATS than a home team. If you're giving them points for being at home, I disagree with that, because that they never have much of a home field advantage. Especially at SoFi.
Right. Maybe they don't have much of a home field advantage, but
I get the team with like a fan base that travels and will show up.
Yeah. All right, we'll see.
I'm
not overly confident.
Kyle, when Justin Herbert is going on a silent count at home with his broken hand, and the Eagles D-line lights him up, I tried to warn you.
Chargers are going to be able to run the ball in this game with no Carter out there. Herbert will be just fine. Expected. I don't hate an under there as well, by the way.
Okay, yeah, we can agree on the under.
All right, Sean, where can they find your episode was last night, right? Your NFL picks.
Sports Gambling Podcast, picking every NFL game against the spread like we've done since 2011. We walk through the entire slate. We also talk other sports there, a little college basketball with our buddy Colby from the College Experience, and we do a props show for all the NFL weekend props. So check it out, Sports Gambling Podcast, wherever you find your podcasts. And thanks for having me.
Yep, and I just typed it in there, Sports Gambling Podcast Network, spelled just like that. Just type it into YouTube, it'll come right up. Their NFL episode was last night where they go through the whole slate. Sean, good to see you, man.
Appreciate it, man. Go Birds.
Later.
You got to say it back.
Yeah, I'm on the Chargers, bro. Go Bolts.
Later, dude.
Later, man. All right. I think TV Jones is coming, Toast. Did you talk to him? Someone in the comments says TV Jones is asking for a link. I don't know if he's hitting people up in the comments. He's hitting people up in the comments asking for a link.
If he's asking to add games like we saw, I would assume that he's good to go.
Because we've never had a day where TV Jones requests games on and then doesn't show up. We've had that so many times where we start the episode out and we get to a game and Toast's like, this is Trevor's game. He didn't come.
Usually that's true.
But yeah, I think Trevor's coming. We'll see. We'll start the poll. Oh, someone just joined. He made it. All right, let's switch it over to 3 people. TV Jones is in the building. Hold on. Let's.
Yeah, get me out of the middle. I don't like that. It's too much pressure.
Yeah, only real ones can handle the host spot. Not everyone's built for it. All right.
You just really got to get used to it.
Yeah, it's hard, but if you have good guests, it makes it easier.
Agreed. Yes. I always get stuck with Trevor. So
yeah, when you have TV Jones as a guest, your hands are tied as far as whether or not you're able to put out some good content. TV Jones just puts a ceiling on it. Hey, pal.
You know.
Hey, TV
Jones.
Jones.
What's going on?
How's your night, TV Jones?
Not bad until these Cal Poly bozos they gave up like 20 points in a minute and a half. I swear to God. Like this, it was at like 160 something. Now they're at 180 with 11 seconds. These guys they were
well, you had an under
brutal, and then under 178 and a half. And it was looking good, and then all of a sudden they're like, yeah, we're not going to hang on to the ball. Fullerton's just going to turn into the Warriors and hit every freaking 3 they fire up. And it barely goes over. But yeah, screw them and screw Doug Gottlieb
I saw your rant.
Oh my God. You're up 13 with or 12 with 3 minutes left or something.
No way.
Yes.
They blew a 12-point lead in the last 3 minutes?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
He had a 98.9% win probability, 99.8 or some shit. And
I didn't even know that. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, so you're
at least they lost by more than one. Yeah, I was on Green Bay money line. I think they lost.
No, but I meant you're off the bandwagon now. No more Green Bay for you.
Yeah, after that, that's nope. No, that you could have pulled anybody out of the stands and they would have been able to close that game out, coaching wise. And then he throws a chair at the end like he's Bobby Knight. Like, whoa, what the hell, my team? Get
I gotta check that out. How did I miss that? All right, we got
dude's a clown.
6 games to talk about here. First one is an awesome one. So is this one in Kentucky?
No, it's in Nashville.
Nashville.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't like the neutral sites.
Nope.
Yeah, I'm not a fan either. I don't know why these two teams did it. They both have good home courts, and they picked to play in Seattle one year, and then now here in Nashville. I agree. I think it's just stupid.
Maybe they don't want to give the other
team. Why are we
going
to go play in NBA arenas?
Yeah.
Well, what do you guys like here? Is 5 too
well,
many?
that's my point, though, Kyle, is that both teams are going to have a huge advantage. If you're Gonzaga going into Rupp or Rupp coming into the kennel, I mean, I feel like that's the trade-off. But I feel like
in basketball you should pick 4 opponents and play them twice. Like Gonzaga, Kentucky should play once in early November, once in late November, home and home.
Yeah, that would be dope.
If you schedule a non-con game, you play them twice.
Yeah. Especially even if it was 3/4 of the way through conference play, that would be cool because then you'd really help with brackets and stuff like that as far as seating wise. I agree, that would be kind of cool. I never thought about it like that.
Yeah, when you schedule non-cons, you just schedule you have 4 or 5 teams, you just play them twice. That'd be cool.
Yeah,
but anyway,
home and homes. Yeah, like Duke goes to Arkansas Pine Bluff for a game, and Pine Bluff goes to Cameron Indoor. That would be awesome.
Duke goes to Arkansas Pine Bluff.
I mean, I wouldn't have used those 2 teams, but sure, that works. Yeah.
Well, just think of a bye game. I mean, that's precisely it.
Well, it doesn't even have to be a bye game. It could be a game like this where everybody's getting money.
Well, maybe early in the season, late October, Gonzaga goes to Kentucky, and then right now, Kentucky goes to Gonzaga. I think that'd be cool. Kentucky goes to Spokane. What do we think? Is 5 too many here?
I mean, this line opened at 2.5. It got steamed to 3.5, I think, within the first half hour, 45 minutes or something like that. And now we're pushing at 5. It's getting into the territory where I feel like there might be a little bit of value on the Avengers. That's Kentucky for all you people that are new to the show. I love Gonzaga. Everybody knows that I'm a homer, and this has nothing to do with the Michigan 40-point loss. I think 3 games in 3 days, and you run into a team like Michigan, it is what it is. But so I don't really fault them for that. And everything, it's more about, for me, is what we're going to find out from Kentucky. Yes, they looked like absolute dog crap against North Carolina, especially in that second half. The first half wasn't as bad, but that second half, and I talked about it earlier, they went for almost 10.5 minutes without a single field goal. They had a couple of free throws, but they just really, really didn't play well, and they didn't shoot the ball well. And went 1 for 13 from three-point land. There's a guy that I talk to almost every day that talks about Kentucky and them needing to hit 13 3 balls to stay in games. And obviously it didn't hit there. So if there's one thing that we know about Mark Few in his past, is that Mark Few can't guard the 3. Gonzaga teams have had a lot of trouble guarding the 3-point line. But I don't know. I just feel like the number's getting a little bit out of hand. These two teams and coaches kind of know each other a lot. I get that there's new rosters and whatnot, but there's multiple guys that have been there and done that with these teams. I think these teams are very similar defensively. I think that the difference is offensively, Kentucky doesn't have a guy that they can just go to and get a bucket. They have a lot of talent on the roster. I don't know if they have an absolute leader yet, but I don't know. I think that if it gets to 5.5, 6, I would be playing on Kentucky. I also kind of lean under as well. I don't know. I just feel like we're not going to get the type of game that I think it's going to be a back and forth 75 possession type of game. I think that it's going to get slowed down a little bit, but I don't know. I don't have a really good read on this game. Maybe Trevor can fill it up, but it would only be Kentucky plus the points for me.
Trevor, were you one of the ones that got on an early Gonzaga number?
No, I can never get an early number on anything because these games aren't even open for me yet. So, this is going to be Horrible, but that's fine. I like Kentucky here. Mark Pope has got all the pressure in the world on him. Now, obviously, you don't want to back a guy under pressure, but they all three big opponents this year they've lost, have not been competitive, or they've been competitive, but the North Carolina game they went like 11 or like 13 minutes without scoring a bucket. Barely lost that game. I think they bounced back from that. All you're going to be seeing is an influx of Gonzaga money and Twitter people being like, "Hey, Gonzaga's gonna blow them up. They just lost to Michigan. They got embarrassed. Kentucky is terrible. They can't win. They can't play defense. Or offense is trash." While that's true, I think Kentucky gets up for this game. This is a must-have game. You can't be losing all these games. You lost to Louisville. You lost to Michigan State. You lost to North Carolina. You need to get a game. I think Kentucky keeps this close, and Mark Pope gets these guys up ready to play. I mean, they've been getting embarrassed. People are starting to talk down on them like they're not a good program. I think this roster is solid, but they're figuring it out yet. And I think tomorrow might be that day. I know they're playing Gonzaga, but this is a gotta have it game. I'm going to let people just keep betting Gonzaga, see where this number gets to. I like Kentucky in this one, maybe even a little bit of a money line sprinkle. Big Blue Nation is going to travel for this one. It's only in Nashville. It's not like it's in Hawaii or anything. So this place will be overloaded with Kentucky Blue tomorrow.
We are still seeing, it's up to 5.5 now on a few, so it is moving towards Gonzaga still. All right. Hey, maybe
it's just getting to the point where if it's 2 full possessions, like there's just no way I can't play Kentucky.
I think the way you played it, Gonzaga minus 9.5. If you like Kentucky, you just wait for the bigger number and sprinkle a little money line.
You say 9.5?
Either Gonzaga wins by 30 or Kentucky keeps this close and has a chance to win late. There's no in between.
There's no in between 20 or outright winner.
Gonzaga off that loss, they looked really good. Kentucky hasn't. If Kentucky doesn't have anything tomorrow, they're gonna get the doors blown off tomorrow. But I think they're gonna have a little extra pep in their step, some juice in there tomorrow.
Oh, so you think they're gonna have some vinegar in their piss?
Oh, there's gonna be so much vinegar in the piss.
Who said that? Was that Huff that said that?
Huff, yeah.
Classic.
That was one of those Friday shows, I believe.
Yeah, I think they're gonna have some vinegar in their piss for this one. I was like, hold up, what? Does that mean play well, or does that mean like illness?
They're gonna play amped up and inspired ball.
Like vinegar in their piss. They're really amped up. All right, Niagara's. All right, I'm not. Who wants to talk about this game? Go ahead, dude.
Yeah. Okay, let me just pull this up again here. Siena has looked good this year. I mean, their first 2 games, they blew the doors off of Brown and Bryant. Since then, they lost to Bonnie's, Colgate. I won't hold that against them. Those are really good mid-majors. But Albany, Holy Cross, Longwood, American, Maine, they have not covered this number against these guys. Now they're laying a 14 in conference play to open up. Niagara's gotten, lost to Detroit, Mercy, Howard, Lemoyne. They did beat Binghamton, Delaware State, so not really impressive wins here. But Siena is finding ways to win. But Siena, home conference opener on a Friday at home. They haven't also been home since November 21st. So I just think this is a spot where they get up and they rout Niagara. Not to mention, I was unaware of this, but Elliot had told me Siena's lacrosse coach. He is like 39 or 40. Fell in his house, hit his head, and died. So they're going to more than likely be honoring him. Passed away, head trauma or contusion or something. So he passed away. So they're more than likely going to be honoring him in one way or another at this game. And with it being 14, such a gigantic number, I think Siena clamps down. I think they win this game like 73-51, somewhere around there. I don't think it's going to be very competitive here. This is a gigantic number for a team that hasn't covered this number since November 7th. And they play teams similar to this. So I think this line's telling you that it's just going to be all Siena tomorrow. Jerry Mack at home. And with that tragic magic for Siena in that building. Give me Siena. They're going to win this one going away.
Yeah, I just pulled it up. His name is Liam Gleason. Died yesterday. 41 years old after a fall in his home. Yeah, he must have fell in his. That's crazy. That sucks. Toast, any thoughts on this one?
No, couldn't emphasize any more of a pass.
You don't like the MAAC?
I'm not. I agree with you that Siena probably routes them, but I mean, I have to look at myself in the mirror as well. So if
So
I
do
see
I,
it,
and I'm
Siena,
proud of what I see.
I know.
I mean, the MAAC is like the primo Friday conference. It doesn't get any better than that. Like
There's a lot of good
Kentucky
games on.
takes. Oh yeah, Gonzaga, Kentucky's not even the best game tomorrow.
I can't.
No,
I mean, dead ass. Like
no,
I
I'm
think this is
laughing at
one of them.
Toast goes, I can't bet this game. I have to look myself in the mirror. And TV Jones goes, so do I. And I'm proud of what I see. Quinnipiac, Iona. Who selected this lovely game?
That's a tough guess, but it would be me. I did lay this or pick this game. I like Quinnipiac here. You got Quinnipiac's looked pretty good this year. Their losses are St. John's, Yale, UCF. They did beat Pittsburgh on the road as well. So I mean, yes, they got the doors went off by St. John's and Yale. Yale's a really damn good team. St. John's obviously, and then UCF was a 10-point game or so on the road too at the Bounce House. So they're starting to play better. They've beaten and taken care of the teams they had to. Like they haven't been close. And now they get Iona. Iona ended their season last year in the MAAC postseason conference. So you've got a team that's starting to play well, has played big dogs. And you know, they fared well against UCF. Iona has lost to Akron and Green Bay. That's enough for me. No, thank you. I'm going to take Quinnipiac here. I think they get revenge for their season ending last year to the hands of these Gales. So, I know a lot of people are going to like the home team, short number, but I think Quinnipiac wins this one and gets revenge for what Iona did to them last year.
Toast,
are you able to look yourself in the mirror and bet this one?
Yeah, it would be Iona minus the points for me. I think that these teams are very similar. I think defensively, you can pretty much say they're very close to the same. It's just offensively that I think Iona has a huge advantage. And on top of the fact that they're going to be at home, I didn't bet this one yet, but I was watching the Pump Fake pod, and Elliot made a good case for them too. So it would only be Iona.
Oh, Elliot's on it? All right, I'll take Iona too.
Yeah, see.
Bring it on.
Smart
Someone was laughing too. He said, Trevor's fading Iona again with a bunch of laughing emojis. Have you been getting smoked by Iona?
I had Green Bay that game, so no big deal.
No big deal.
Patino and Tobin Anderson are walking through that door. This is Quinnipiac.
Oh my God, Tobin Anderson.
Dude, Richard Pitino left that program in hell, and Tobin Anderson built that up. Respect him. He got unjustly fired, so they're going to be going through some shit for a little while to pay the karma back for that one.
We got quite the ball game here. Cincinnati on the road against the Musketeers. Now, Trevor has been very adamant about the fact that he doesn't believe Xavier is a good basketball team.
Not so fast, my friend. They have started to look better. Yes, it was very rough to start the year for them, losing to Santa Clara, which is a good mid-major. They lost to Iowa and Georgia on neutrals and at Iowa for the first road game. So it is what it is. But Cincinnati, this is a big game here. Was this the crosstown shootout or something like that? But Xavier, first-year head coach Pitino against Wes Miller. Wes Miller's a trash coach. Pitino, they're starting to figure this out. They beat West Virginia on a neutral, and then they've dismantled St. Francis and Corpus Christi like they're supposed to do. I think they're starting to click. Cincinnati, yes, they just beat Tarleton. Cool. Tarleton was also down two of their best players in that game. And I think it was a little tighter than the score was. Like, it was a little tight, and they pulled away late. So I think Xavier gets this. I think Pitino, he knows what kind of hell this program's been going through, and it's going to be the first crosstown shootout. And I think he's the better coach over Wes Miller, and he's going to be at home. I'm taking Xavier in this one. I think a lot of people are out on Xavier based on earlier this season. I'm buying back in. I think this is a buy low spot on Xavier. I know they're laying points, but I don't believe in Cincinnati. I like Pitino, and they're starting to click here. So give me Xavier. I'm just going to play the money line. I don't know, like minus 130, whatever the hell it is.
Toast, are you able to look yourself in the mirror and agree that it's a buy low on Xavier?
Absolutely not. Cincinnati plus 2.5. I've already bet it. Okay, Cincinnati hasn't played anybody yet, so you can take everything with a grain of salt a little bit, but I think that the Tarleton game had to have woke this team up. I mean, they were talking about, there was issues of our messages about Wes Miller possibly getting fired and whatnot. Obviously, those aren't true, but they haven't really looked as dominant as we thought that they would to start the year against these bad teams. But at the same time, defensively, they're one of the best teams in the country, and there's no question about that, regardless of who they've played. And I just think that that's going to serve a huge purpose here today against Xavier, who I don't really think they're a good basketball team. I think that they've looked really good the last week and a half because they played 354 St. Francis, 248 Texas A&M Corpus Christi, and then a mediocre West Virginia team. But anytime that they've stepped up in competition, Xavier hasn't looked good at all. And maybe they will start to figure things out. I agree with you that Pitino's a really, really good coach, but this is by far the best defense they're going to see in a while. And I do think that Cincinnati is a lot better than what we have seen so far offensively. It's been really, really bad offensively. But again, is Xavier really the team that I think is going to punish them for it? I personally don't think so. On top of the fact, Xavier really does a really good job of defending the perimeter, not inside. And Cincinnati doesn't really play on the perimeter. They like to play inside. So I thought this number should be closer to a pick. So I grabbed Cincinnati plus 2.5 when it opened.
Wow. So you're basically saying TV Jones is a clown with his pick.
I think he might feel that way after laying 2 with Xavier tomorrow. Yeah.
Bold words.
Be my guest. Go ahead and take Cincinnati in the points. I'm sure it's free Xavier's ass. Remember,
Trevor, you got your lucky one today with South Florida. Okay,
lucky, buddy. They were up fucking 30.
Yeah, I was on.
I'm
Trevor's
not saying
side
they weren't up 30. I'm just saying I didn't see one Utah State ticket in the whole world. Not on Twitter. Not on the Action Network. Not on any little thing. I don't think the books gave out one Utah State ticket today. So, like I said, you guys all got yours. I didn't bet it. I'm not mad about it. I'm just saying, luck don't strike twice.
You sound mad.
You do sound mad. So
why would I be mad? UC Davis.
It was the spot of all spots for South Florida. Come on, that's capping 101. First true road game, and you're flying across the country.
It was their first true road game. I didn't even look that up. Damn it.
I was on Trevor's side of South Florida. I think Toast is on the right side of this one with Cincinnati. The next game, I already know that. Whoops, 1 second. Let's switch back over to 3. Look, Notre Dame's the pick. Notre Dame is clearly the pick here. TCU is not a good basketball team, and we're getting a huge discount, a plus 7.5 against TCU because TCU beat a team that's perceived to be good. But once everyone learns that this team is not good, then TCU's power ranking is just going to drop like a stone.
Are you talking about Florida or Wisconsin?
Florida is not a good team. I agree with you.
Wisconsin.
Okay. So Wisconsin isn't either. Okay, so neither one of those are good wins. Okay, Got it. Okay.
Both are. I didn't realize they beat Florida till just now, to be honest. But I know they beat Wisconsin. So yeah, Notre Dame outright. Who's with me?
I want to hear Trevor's thoughts on this one because I'm actually kind of conflicted here. I don't really know if I can lay 6.5 with TCU, but I do want to be on that side personally.
I know this is not their first road game. They went to Ohio State and lost at the buzzer. They played Kansas tight and they played Houston tight. Then they go home and get a big win over Missouri. Now you got to fly over down to TCU. TCU coming off of that MTE, and they're back home. I'm torn here. I like TCU when it was like 5.5, 6. Now it's climbing. It's getting up there. I'm trying to get into the point to where I might buy back on Notre Dame, depending on where this number gets. But I think, if this hangs around 7 or so, I might fire on TCU, but probably not because this number's getting big. But TCU is played tough. Notre Dame has played above their weight class. They had no business hanging with Kansas given the size differential, and then Houston. I also don't think that Houston team is as good as people think right now. So I see the love for Notre Dame, but it feels a bit baity catching so many points given what they've done.
What are you talking about? They just beat Wisconsin and Florida.
Wisconsin just came off that BYU game where they were stewing on that.
No,
or off that
in
BYU
their last
game
2
where they're
games.
stewing.
their last two games, they were 11-point dogs, one outright. Then they were 6.5-point dogs, one outright. Now the world's in love with TCU. They're now laying 7.5. This is where you sell. Sell. They lose this game.
Okay, yeah. Sauce just took my point.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that.
Or maybe you
like
took
I said,
my
if this
point.
number gets up further, I'll be on Notre Dame, but I like TCU at the shorter number. I'm not a big fan of this number getting up closer to having to win by double digits. So, yeah, it's getting to the point where I'll buy on Notre Dame at some point tomorrow. But this wasn't one of my favorite games tomorrow. I kind of was torn back and forth on it.
You with it, Toast? Notre Dame?
I think it's getting to the point. Yeah, it's really hard for me because I really like this TCU team, and I truly believe they're one of the better teams in the country. I've been really, really impressed with what I've seen from them. I know that loss from Michigan, I know that loss against New Orleans, looks really bad, and it was bad. But again, I think they've played really, really good since then, and they've played these really, really big teams, which helps. But I agree with 100% with what you said, is that we've been getting TCU as these small dogs or 5.5, 6 point dogs at really good prices. And now we're completely flipping the script. We're out of that MTE. We're back home. So maybe that helps because they do have that crazy court, but that's a joke. But
that rubber court.
This is the first time TCU's been laying points since November 10th against Lamar, and they didn't cover.
No, they should have been laying
Lamar's
against
good.
UMKC too. But regardless, the same point.
Oh, I'm sorry. They were laying to you at UMKC. Yes.
But regardless, the point stays the same. I mean, those are 342 in KenPom and 205 in KenPom. You Notre Dame's 69. So again, I agree with Trevor. If they wouldn't have just had some huge win against Missouri at home, then I don't know. But I agree with Trevor though. It's hard for me to pick a side in this game. It would probably be under or pass if I really had to make a gun to my head. But like I said, I'm flip-flopping on this game like 4 times.
Notre Dame's the correct side. Game comes down to the last possession.
I had Notre Dame last game. I kind of wish they would have lost because they would have been a smash spot.
Might be a Notre Dame first half money line. Oh, man. All right. Virginia, Texas. Where's the last game?
I love Virginia in this game.
Love Virginia, love the over.
I love the over.
So I guess I don't have the graphics set up, but the last game is NJIT High Point, which Trevor specifically requested. High Point is laying 26.5 to NJIT, and TV Jones said, I want to talk about this game.
Oh, absolutely. You got a High Point who just lost to Southern Illinois at home. By 2, they just lost at home, and now you got NJIT coming in. NJIT lost to Drexel by 22. They lost to Navy by 16. They lost to Fairfield by 21. Eastern Michigan beat them by 18. Cincinnati beat this team by almost 30. Louisville beat them by almost 60. This is a bad team. They are horrendous. High Point off of a loss, very efficient offense. I don't see where NJIT hangs in this game. They're going to be turning it over. They're not going to be getting rebounds. They can't defend the 3. This is going to be a absolute bloodbath from High Point. They are pissed off, dropping a home game, no travel, obviously, and get NJIT of all teams. I think High Point wins this game running away, but I'm going to be on that team total. I think it's probably going to be somewhere around like 89, 90, 91-ish. I think High Point just unloads on the nerds of New Jersey. Give me everything High Point in this one.
Have you considered that people from New Jersey are built differently, though?
Yes.
Clearly, when you're losing to by 30 to Drexel. And,
yes. Okay. So can I address that really quickly? I'm not on NJIT, but I like to poke jabs at Trevor. Navy, Cincinnati, Louisville, Eastern Michigan, those were all within a week. Hell, Drexel, 18th to 28th, they played 5 games in 10 days. At least they have a week off now to prepare for High Point. And all those games were on the road. This one's on the road as well, but they're having a day to prepare for all those games. Like, no wonder after you go on the road to Cincinnati, you get 1 day to prepare for freaking Louisville. No wonder you give up 104. Now I kind of want to bet NJIT. I'm not going to lie to you.
I'm putting
you might guess, but
I'm not going to, but I did
to
want to make that point about their schedule. It's not that they're at home now or anything like that, but at least they have a full week off to actually prepare for a team.
Well,
they beat Fordham to start the year. Fordham is point shaving, and then they beat Loyola Maryland and Fair Dick. Come on, get out of here.
And then they went on the road for a week straight and played a game every other day.
Now they're on the. Okay, cool. So they go home for a week. What do they recoup? They redo the algorithms, check the geometry on the angles of the balls they got to shoot. Great. No, they're getting blown out tomorrow. They're walking into a buzzsaw.
Why are they nerds?
New Jersey Institute of Technology.
So every single school in the world teaches technology, bro. Just because the school is called.
It's not in their name.
What the fuck is wrong?
They're just nerds.
You
they're
know
just
that
nerds,
Texas Tech is Technical Institute, right?
Yeah, Duke is
it's a technical
super nerdy.
College.
Texas Tech, Virginia Tech, they're all technical institute. They're all tech, bro.
Don't you go to Duke to be a lawyer or something? Don't you? Like that's serious bread. That's not nerdy shit.
What are you talking about?
You don't think the technical? What?
All right.
Be like guys, bet NJIT, and then I can't wait for you to be down 34 at half and be like, congratulations, world. High Point was free.
He was like,
so down 34 at half, I'm good. So,
yeah, this is NJIT. All right.
High Point's going to be up 1 million by halftime.
Trevor, are you guys doing a big show tomorrow night?
Yeah, I was actually going to ask you, are we doing anything here?
No, probably not, because I have the conference championship Saturday, and then I need to do some NBA stuff as well. So probably no show here tomorrow.
105 games on, 105 games on Saturday, and some bangers.
Tell them a correct time and show up at that time.
It's going to be like 10:30, 10:45 Central. Roughly. I mean, it's right in that window. Huff's got something to do, and when he comes back, we're rolling. So, I mean, I'm giving you a 15-minute window. Log in. If we're not live, go grab a beer, go grab, whatever extra stuff you do, and just get ready, because it's going to be a banger show. It's going to be long.
Trevor, when it comes to creating content, people have very short attention spans. They want you to show up on, like... If I'm telling you, my show starts at 12. If 12:01 passes and I'm not live,
read the comments. You're late. Where's everybody at?
Out, bro.
That's our little shtick. People, it gets people going. The chat gets active. Like, where the hell are you? Come on! And then the chat starts getting. There's a science to this.
There's levels to this, Kyle.
Yeah. All right. So there's a science. I didn't realize there was a science behind it. So all right, everyone. Yep. I have a video up where I conference championship games. There's 4 of them tomorrow night. I go through all in a video. It's a 35-minute video. Go through all 4 games. Yeah, go watch it if you want to bet some college football tomorrow night. It's conference championship weekend.